Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother, Pedro. Hey,
Good
everybody.
morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D print the projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make cool projects. Hello, everybody hanging out in the Discord chat room. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We are hanging out in the Discord chat room. We are streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, and we are hanging out in Discord. If you'd like to drop us a comment, a GIF, a GIF, a meme, a meme, you can do so at discord.gg/Adafruit. It is March 12th, 2025. This is episode 474. We have a new project that we kind of helped on. We have lots of new prototypes. We have a rapid render segment, which is new. And I think Timelapse Tuesday. All that and more on 3D Hangouts. I'm going to start off with, let's find out what kind of freebies you can get at Adafruit. We'll start off with orders at $99 or more. Folks are going to get a free PCB coaster. And if your order is $149 or more, the KB2040. And if the order is $199 or more, you get the PCB coaster, the KB2040, and free UPS ground shipping. And for folks that are watching the show, we have a special 10% discount code this week. It's Macrodata. Do you say data or do you say data?
Data.
Okay. I switch. Sometimes I say solder. Sometimes I say solder. Macrodata. Dada is the coupon code, and we appreciate everybody using it. All right. I'm a little hype and giddy because things are actually working this week. Yeah, so this week's Learn Guide is actually not from us, and the CAD is not from us either. Huge shout out to Liz Clark. She put together a Raspberry Pi 5 project. It's inspired by Severance, the Apple TV Plus show. And I have it here with me, since we are indeed married. I get to show off her project here. So she designed it in Fusion 360. This is an enclosure that's all 3D printed. It has a nice handle up here that can also act as a kickstand. You got the Raspberry Pi 5 inside there. It's using the Raspberry Pi Touch V2, I think it's called, the touchscreen, which is like a 7-inch touchscreen. Hey, look how reflective it is. And yeah, she put together this project. It also is using this really nice glowing trackpad, which is just a USB peripheral. It just shows up as a USB mouse. It's a trackpad. You got two buttons here. These are, I think, Neo key switches. And she put the code together in Python. So you can install Python on just about anything, on your Mac, on your PC, on your Linux machine. This is, of course, a Raspberry Pi, which is a Linux machine. And it's got some really fun features. First of all, like, it is fully featured. It is exactly like the Macrodata refinement software that the show has. And you can see there's a lot of fun details. Let me see if I can zoom in. 200%. So it's super crisp. It's I think 1280 by 720 is the resolution. So I've seen a couple of these builds, and they're really, really small and tiny. This is actually nice because it's like, it's not tiny, but it's not giant. It's like this nice size where it's like a perfect size for this type of project. So you got the Lumen logo. You have your percentage here, 74% complete. I've been playing it a lot. Oh, I forgot. It's a touchscreen, so I can touch it. Sorry, it fell down for a second there. That's fine too. And then you got your buckets here that get filled in. And you can't hear it here, but there is a haptic motor driver inside. And this was an idea from Lamar's. Like, wouldn't it be cool is as you get to the scary numbers, the haptic motor starts buzzing and it gets more intense as you get closer to the numbers that you're supposed to refine. So I'm using the trackball here, and I'm going to refine some numbers. that are wiggling. The more wiggly, the more the numbers are, and they go into these buckets. And it randomizes, and as you can see here, as I roll around, the numbers are moving, and you can't hear it, but I can not only hear the motor, but I can feel the motor on the table, which is kind of cool. It makes employees refine better. Your dings are really loud, Pedro. So yeah, I am just playing around with it. It's got some interesting things, like down here you have like some hex codes. That's actually the Raspberry Pi's username is displayed there in hex code. It's all Pi game, so you can modify it. You can change the colors around, change the text around, change the randomness, I think, around. And then bonus feature, when you hit the right click, it saves your file, your progress, and then it goes into the screensaver mode where you just got this DVD Lumen logo bouncing around.
Cool.
It's really fun. It's such a good use of the Pi game software to develop this stuff.
Wow.
And I just kind of get lost in it, where I'm just like playing around. Sometimes I don't get it because you got to pick the right amount of numbers to marquee. Why can't I get it? Let me see here. Any questions, anybody? We'll take a quick look at the Learn Guide. There we go. 77%. Let me save my progress. It's really fun to use this trackpad too. So if you folks want to like get some nostalgic or do some sort of custom build, this is kind of cool. The LED just turns on its own. Again, it's just a USB mouse, so there's not much there. And then you can wire up your own buttons if you want. But yeah, she did a great job on the enclosure design. It is kind of a big thing. It does need supports, but that's because like we didn't want to break it up into pieces. Yeah. Raspberry Pi's power supplies, they have short cables, so it's hard to show. But you got your USB stuff here, and then there's a nice grill there. Ooh, it's toasty. It's kind of hot. She added this this piece of acrylic to like slide out, so you can see the there you can see the ribbon cable and the mount. That's for the Raspberry Pi, but we put the Raspberry Pi over here, or rather she put the Raspberry Pi over here, because it's kind of a good spot for it, because that's kind of how the design likes it to be. And then we have a power button over here that you can press and hold to do a hard shutdown. And then here is the motor driver. It's the DVR5 yada yada. It connects over I2C, I believe. So it's the stemma cable, and it just plugs into some of the headers here. You got your active cooling fan because you don't want your Pi case to melt. We learned that one. And then we had to come up with this right-angled USB thing so that it can plug in there. But you can plug in whatever. It's also got a dongle for the wireless keyboard if you ever need it. And yeah, that's pretty much the build. You got your nice, you can use it as storage. I think I showed in the video. Nice handle. And then you can add rubber feet if you want at the bottom there.
Very cool.
So that's the build. The case for the mouse is nice, and the mouse is nice and chunky. I added some rubber feet to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Yeah, so great job, Liz.
Woohoo.
Let me bring this up and then quickly go through the Learn Guide. So yeah, all the parts you need are here. This can be pretty pricey. It's because Raspberry Pi 5s are pricey. The lowest range is the 4 GB variant, and that's like $60. But it's a pretty powerful machine. So here's all the parts you need, and then circuit diagram for wiring up the haptic motor driver. What's cool about the haptic motor driver is that the library has a bunch of built-in patterns, I guess you can call them, like types of vibrations. And they sound really good. They feel like ramped up and just really elegant. So they're easy to work with. So she like picked the best patterns that feel good when you're using it. And then here's how to connect buttons to the mouse. She kind of did her own part here, and then everything else broken out there. There's all the 3D printed parts. The biggest part here is, of course, the enclosure. So it'll fit on like a 250-ish bed. A lot of supports required, but these days tree supports work really, really well. So you're gonna need some supports, but otherwise it's all in one piece like that. And then you can pick your own blue, shade of blue for all the little accent pieces. So here's all the CAD files available. It's also on printables. Here's what it looks like with all the tree supports. And then you can do the acrylic piece. She cut it herself with like a bandsaw or maybe a scroll saw. And then there's a little bit here. I like how she calls back to the actual Data General 6053 terminal that the TV show Severance was inspired by. And then a couple of 3D printed links to other folks that have made some builds. Pretty cool. She's going to walk you through setting up your virtual environment in Python, which is like a whole thing, but you can do that following the nice steps here. And then installing Blinka, because you want the Blinka wrapper that allows you to use the kind of Python libraries for this motor driver. So it just walks you through all that nice standard Raspberry Pi install setup. And then here's the actual software. You just run through it. Here's the you can do the project bundle, which will download the libraries. So it's using JSON, OS, Pi, Pill, the image library, to do all the fonts and stuff. And there's all the fun code.
Very cool.
In Python. Whee! There's a lot of code because it's a pretty fully featured piece of software. Here's how you can run it on boot. So when you boot up, it just loads up. So that's really nice that that she put together the little boot script for it. And then soldering is just a couple of steps here for wiring up the keys, because the mouse doesn't come with any keys. These are used for left click and right click. So it's pretty standard. And then of course wiring up the button for the for powering off safely, so you don't have to reach back there and hit that tiny little button on the PCB. And then mounting the electronics just walks you through the assembly. Really well done. We're using a little ribbon cable extension because you kind of need that if you want to have your Pi offsetted, which is a good use of that. And just all the extra stuff. The little mount for the keyboard. It's quite the build. Not too hard, but really well put together. Just some little things here on the usage page, how you use the software. And if you have watched the TV show, you'll know exactly how to use it. Just funny. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I just wanted to run through it quickly. Really well done, fully documented. I think this is the best. I am, of course, what do you call the word? I'm running out of the words.
Partial.
Yeah, let's say partial to this build because my wife did it, but
So cool.
It's so cool. I think it's the best one because it's like actually documented, which is nice.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
the code is not like a CMake file that's made in C++. It's done in Python, so I could install it on my Mac if I wanted to, which is cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's just Python. You just install it on your computer if you want. I mean, that's how she was developing it. She was developing it on her Windows machine and was just testing it and then put it on the Pi, and it just works perfect.
Wow, super cool.
So, yeah, super cool. Check it out. Yep.
When you exit out of that environment, does the mouse still work inside of the Pi desktop?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. If I had a keyboard, I'd hit the escape key and then it's just the regular. It's just the regular computer. It's nice. I forgot that it's a touchscreen, so it's funny that come here and
I kept forgetting that too.
Yeah.
The
super advanced terminal. Yeah, the screen keeps like flashing on and off. I think that's like a share screen issue with StreamYard. You see how it like goes blank? Yeah, that's an interesting thing. See, like why when I go to
I thought it was just loading from the.
No, it's just like some weird thing with the share screen.
Oh,
I think because they're our Learn Guide takes GIFs and turns them into movies.
I didn't notice until you said
something. It's compliant with HTML5. So, anywho, check it out. I had a lot of fun playing with it and filming. I got to film the video. I don't know if you folks saw, but I did the video for it, which was a lot of fun to film. Yeah.
The whole dress up.
Yeah. Let's check out Scary Numbers. Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but everybody who hasn't seen the show likes the retro looks. Yeah, it's a very beautiful show. Visually. Cool. All right.
Insert show themed reference.
Yeah. New episode drops Friday. Can't wait. So, folks want to pick up any Raspberry Pi peripherals, accessories, paraphernalia, Macrodata or data will get you 10% off your Adafruit order. And we appreciate everybody who orders all the goodies for building your own retro computer, sci-fi, TV inspired prop. Funny thing I heard. I'm listening to all the podcasts and interviews with Ben Stiller and the folks that are, the showrunners. And apparently the head of the props department went to our backyard, the Rhode Island Computer Museum, and that's where they saw the Data General, and they asked for 5 of them. And they're like, well, we don't have 5 of them, but you can have 1 or 2 of them. And so they took that back to their wherever home, and they 3D printed and built their own, referencing this thing, the Data General terminal.
That's so cool.
And it's pretty cool that they went to. I actually haven't gone to the museum, but it's like half an hour away from where we're at.
Calls for a trip.
Yeah, I kind of want to go. It's a huge, like 5,000 square foot warehouse with just a bunch of,
Oh man, that could be
that could be a fun video or something.
Just like a cool little episode for like a filler
episode. Or blog post. Just here's some cool things I saw.
Man, do a video.
But, no, I was already watching some walkthroughs videos of the Rhode Island Museum of Computer. And
yes, everybody says field
so much fun stuff. Yeah, they have like everything. Apple, Lisa's, Classic Macs, tape drives, and apparently they worked with a lot of TV shows to like give them reference material and stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And apparently the Data General terminal was developed in Southborough, which is also half an hour from us because we're in Attleboro.
Yeah. I mean, MIT
manufactured it here, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
70s. Anyway, little history lesson. Very cool.
Brent is
Brent wants to go. Maybe we can go together. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, me and Brent will go.
That'd be an awesome little video.
Okay. Yeah, screensaver is awesome.
Yeah,
it's super fun. What a great build. This is gonna hang out in our display cabinet.
All right, cool.
All right.
If you guys have any questions, please post them up. We will display any of these and answer them while we're live.
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into the next segment. I think, what are we prototyping?
Yeah, what are you prototyping?
All right, so for next week, we got the prototype here. Liz got the code working for doing a moon phase display with the LEDs on this really cool little lithographic print of the moon. So can't really see it that good here with the lighting, but it matches what the moon currently looks like outside. Super cool.
Yeah, we got to build one too because it's one of those builds where you have to build it too to get the code right because the order of the neopixels, the pixel count all matters. You kind of have to hard code it and have the orientation correct. But yeah, there's I haven't played with this strip yet, but it's like a high density strip. There's like 90 pixels in there, but it's doubled. So it's 180 pixels. So it's really high dense, but it's really nice and diffused. And I like a project where you don't have to like take apart and remove the neopixel strip. So it's you just press fit it into this.
You can't do that. I tried that to try to to reduce the size of it. And I ended up breaking the strip. So definitely don't remove the sheath.
Yeah,
we'll mess with the way that the pads are. And I did break. I could see I was like bending it back and forth, and it was turning on and off. So it's like, oh no. Yeah. Good thing I grabbed 3.
Yeah, good trials and tribulations. Cutie Pie ESP32 is in there.
Yes,
with the nice holder, so you can swap out the board if you want, if you have something else. There's the connector. We're actually reusing the same connector, so good job on that, not having to put a different connector on there. And you got a nice little hook there for mounting it onto your wall, because that's kind of ideally where you want it. You want it mounted on your wall.
Yeah, it looks excellent inside of a dimly lit hallway.
Yeah, it looks blown out here on the
really
camera,
good.
but man, it looks
the detail is really
in
good on
real
it.
life, yeah.
So this was inspired by a couple of the prints that Lamar saw, and the original one that she saw was this freaking ginormous one that we have here.
Whoa.
That she really wanted to use, but
Yeah.
it is so big. It took like 4 days to print all of the pieces, and then you have to like glue everything. So I wasn't happy with it at all. Like, I'm not even going to show this in the video because you can see all the gaps with the way that it deforms from how big it is, even with the good adhering that it had on the build plate. You still had some warp, and I'm thinking it's because of the peaks and valleys and the moon detail. But I didn't measure it, but it's pretty dang big. I don't know how big it is.
A meter.
But I did put the code that Liz had running on there, and like you were saying, it does have to be hard coded because it does not match properly. But just to light it up and show what it looks like, using the Cutie Pie case, the SLA case that we have in the store.
Very nice.
Switch this up to illuminate and show this. We're going to ship this over to the office so they can hang this up. And the difference with the way that this was made is the LEDs are actually mounted to the back of this, so the illumination on this is a little bit cooler.
Oh, I see.
So Liz has it go through a little demo. It shows all the phases, like the waning, waxing, the full moon. And here you can see the there's 92 pixels in this one. You can see how the offset is. So these will need to be hard coded. But really like the way that this one has it. I think I actually did it backwards, but it ends up looking better having the LEDs be mounted on the back side of it, because then you can see how it diffuses it a lot better. You can see how it looks like it's nice and smooth here, and on the back you can see all of each individual pixel. And we're using the mini skinny strip for this one, the 60 by 60 every meter strip for this.
Yep.
And, yeah, let's see how how ginormous this is, the difference in it. So
for the code, it's Liz found a open source API from FarmSense. So farmsense.net is the website that has this moon phase API, and I guess farmers use it, which is kind of cool. And just using, of course, Adafruit IO to get the time. So it is an IoT project, of course. Yeah, we'll have more stuff next week, so that will be next week's Learn Guide video project. Just a cool one. Shout out to Lauren and Phil for recommending, hey, let's do a 3D printed moon with a NeoPixel strip and an IoT Cutie Pie.
Yeah, the small one is still super cool.
Oh yeah, the small one's great because most people have like the bamboo A1s, so it'll probably fit on that.
Yeah, you don't have to do any chopping up of pieces
or gluing them. Yeah, it's just one full moon.
It's all pressed together. The strip press fits into the little channels that we have inside the case, and then we have the little hide, like the cover to hide the strip.
Yep. Yeah. Good job on that. A little bit of supports, but that's the best.
For the case,
you want a nice cavity that's like has straight edges for fitting.
I do have a little bit of a fillet on the inside, but
okay. Yeah, I printed with supports. It worked just fine. Easy to remove.
I tried the non-tree supports, and even with a pretty big Z height to separate the supports from the actual the roof of the material, it was still so tedious to remove. And the tree supports ended up being way better.
Yeah, tree supports all the way.
I don't know. Even in sections where I thought it would not be good, it ended up being the best. That is the prototype. Oh, I think you have a prototype too.
I do. Continuing on the lumens, I thought it'd be cool to make the the board's intercom speaker. So this is the speaker that's featured in Severance TV show. And let me take the front panel off. So it's got our little enclosed speaker, and you can't see here, but there's a Feather ESP32 V2 and an I2S amplifier, and that's it. You plug it in, and it shows up as a Bluetooth speaker. So now I can actually use it as an intercom. I can talk on my cell phone and use this as the Bluetooth speaker.
Cool.
Before the show, I had Pedro talking through it, so it was kind of cool. I don't have the code with me, but it's an example on GitHub. Somebody put together a Bluetooth demo, a Bluetooth audio demo. So that's what we're using. We just had to change the pinouts on it, but it works really well. It shows up on your Bluetooth devices as Lumen speaker, which is kind of funny. Just a 3D printed case, a little PCB mount, and of course the speaker grill, which has become an icon of itself. Pretty interesting shape, the way it kind of tapers outward, and it's kind of bubbly here. Really, really nice rounded edge. It actually prints like this without any supports. And then you print out the PCB mount separately in a different color, just a couple screws. And then of course this gets printed out separately as well. I need to do some sort of tolerance fitting because this kind of falls out. So I'll probably do some, maybe some tabs or something that will like press fit into it. And then just powering it with USB here. You could put a battery in there in a on-off switch, I guess. And then you can have it like battery powered, which would be kind of cool. But we thought it's just nice to keep it wired.
Yeah, I think being plugged in is how we're going to use it. Going to put one in each of the kids' rooms, so when we need them to come down, hey,
all right.
So we're going into the Nest cameras to
use
the tiny little speaker out of that. It'll be a lot more louder.
Yeah, so it just shows up as a Bluetooth device. So whatever thing you can connect to it with a Pi, your phone, a tablet, whatever. It's just a standard classic Bluetooth audio device, which is pretty cool. I kind of want to do something with this grill where it like shows up black, because in the show like this is all blacked out. So I might try to do one of those prints where you print the first layer, pause the print, and then put like a fabric mesh over it and then resume the print. I might do that. We'll see. But yeah, this could be the week after. And you got some screws at the bottom here for the PCB mount. But yeah, just a Feather ESP32, the I2S amp, and a speaker. And then you can pick whatever speaker you want. But I like this speaker because it has, tabs. And this kind of makes it a little bit more amplified because it's kind of like a speaker cone. So that's what I'm prototyping.
Super cool.
Another Severance prop. Yeah, a couple of folks have already built this one. I designed it all in Fusion 360, just because it was a fun shape to make. And that's the back there. Yeah, so that is what we are working on.
And it's our first Bluetooth project.
Yeah, I don't think we've done a Bluetooth audio project where it shows up as a normal Bluetooth speaker, which is pretty cool.
We've had requests for that for many years. Finally, there was some Arduino code for that.
Yeah, good suggestion from Tom Hall on Facebook. You could add a power boost and charger, and then a larger battery, and then portable Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, totally. Cool.
Oh, and the comment before that, getting mooned.
Yes, you got mooned with the moon. Cool. So that is what we are working on. So moons, speakers, good stuff. All right. All
right. Next up is Rapid Render.
Okay, let me queue up my stuff. Hold on. All right, we are ready, and hello, everybody. Welcome to Rapid Render. Pedro, what do you got for us this week?
All right, this week we're going to be taking a look at this really cool image generator. So it allows you to sketch, and then from that sketch, it'll generate a 3D object. And you can even add a text prompt on what you want the object to be. So it has a really cool little sketching portion of the app. They also have it in the browser. So I was able to sketch, of course, continuing on with the Severance theme. Try to sketch up one of the terminals that they have with the arm holding up the display. And it has a little eraser and the little pencil that you can draw with. I just use like the Wacom tablet to draw. And then gave it a little product description to have it generate some 3D images. And here's what it came up with. A couple of really cool variants of what the drawing was showing. So we have one here that looks like a little retro terminal, one with like arms holding the keyboard up. And it allows you to go ahead and edit, thumbs up, share it, or create more variants of it. So I wanted to test out what that looked like in terms of editing something that it generated. And I was surprised at the way that you're able to edit one of the images. It gives you a little eraser so you can go in and tell it, oh, okay, this little additional platform isn't really needed for the keyboard since it's being held up by that arm. So it gives you an erasing tool to go ahead and delete portions of the image that it generated.
I love how the enclosure has like this skewed box, like it matches almost too close to your sketch, you know?
Yeah.
Where the perspective is wrong, so it kind of is
exactly,
like,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. So I told it to go ahead and regenerate it with the edits, and here's what it came up with. I was able to remove it and still have like the little shadow onto it. And on the side here, it gives you the ability to, refine.
Promote the iteration you want, the concept, and then.
And it looks like this is like for like the marketing person, because it generates like this marketing blurb on what the product would be. And when you regenerate this, it gives you like some sliders on, do you want it to be more creative or do you want it to be more guided? And here's the one that I kind of liked. So I tried having it generate a 3D model of it, but for some reason I don't know if it's a Chrome thing, or I'm sorry, a Safari thing, or maybe you need like the app for it. That didn't work out, but you're able to see here it's pretty good the way that it generates the render, and it keeps inserting this marketing thing, like what does it say, PCB labeling stripping machine integrated robot arm
system. It's almost like it's like describing itself so that you can get a better idea of what terms to use. I think
so.
I don't know. Yeah, this is interesting. So this is called Leo 3D. What's the website?
It is,
just type in Leo AI. I think that might be it.
getleo.ai.
Getleo.ai. Oh yeah, there's an email at the bottom too. Support at. Cool. And you log in with your Google account, so it's not like asking you to create a new account or asking you to call them and get a quote, which is nice.
Yeah, it's always handy. With a lot of these, it's always been like, oh, contact us for for pricing. It's like, is this even real?
Right.
So I have the website loaded up here and want to do a quick live generate a little session here. So I don't know what like prompts do you want to see? Anybody in the audience? What text prompts do you think we should put in here to have it generate something?
Let's do a portable handheld game console with a crank. Let's see what happens. A portable handheld game console featuring a compact design, ergonomic grips, and a prominent crank on the side. It has a vibrant screen and colorful buttons for gameplay interaction.
That's so fun. I like how it inserts additional.
Like, let me help you with that. Let me
yeah.
So that's, and like also
that's super cool.
Give me some more color. Can I get some more color on that? Very markety, right?
Oh wow!
And here you go. Here's a bunch of game console ideas with a crank. I don't see a crank, but I do see a rotary kind of encoder.
Yeah, maybe that's what it thinks the crank is.
Cool.
The rotary.
Look how colorful it is. Yeah. So as a tool for like ideating and coming up with concepts, this is really useful, I think, because like sometimes I'll scroll hours on Pinterest or Instagram for like shape ideas, and now I can like kind of generate shape ideas, I guess, which is kind of a cool thing.
Like
and you can again the notion of like selecting elements with a brush and then telling it to delete that or work more on this. That's something I haven't seen yet, which is kind of cool.
Oh, this is pretty cool. So let me see if generate 3D model will work for this.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, can actually make a model. Like, we're not the point here isn't to actually 3D print it. It's more to like give me an idea for shape that I can go forward with.
Because from here you could just take this picture and put it in what was the other one? Huion 3D and have it
generate that. Yeah.
Or in our case, we would just look at it and draw the box. So for ideation, this is pretty cool. I don't know it like credits or whatever that it's using, like any limits for generating all this. So that's pretty cool. All the other ones have have a limited amount of times you can generate something.
Click on the model. Can we rotate around it and see what the back looks like?
No way.
Oh, it's just blacked out. Yeah, there's no details on the back, but it's got the shape.
Yeah,
we're looking at.
Did you do it to this stuff? No, I didn't do it to this one.
It has a headphone jack.
Man, I wish you did it to the other one.
I think you have to do each one.
Download it.
Yeah.
Does it actually download?
Oh man, that D-pad is so wrecked. It's like a diagonal, like one diagonal, and the buttons are like completely mishmashed ordered.
No way! It did download a GLB file.
A GLB, okay.
Yeah. Yo, this is cool.
It's funny. It's because it has a texture and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny that the buttons are like completely wrong.
Oh man, it looks like it has a mouth.
It has a mouth. Okay. I can't see your screen, so. But at least you can.
Yeah, right here. The shadow is messing with it, but it looks like it has a little mouth down here. She generated this one though.
Yeah, that one looks more like an actual like the buttons look correct, the D-pad looks correct, and it's got like some fake USB ports or something. And it does have the rotary encoder, which I asked for. It's not quite the crank, but yeah.
Wow, this is better than when I was just messing with this to record the segment.
That's funny.
Because again, it's like late at night, so I'm like, come on, think of something to build.
Yeah,
this is really cool that it was able to generate something. And as you can see, the generation time is pretty fast too. Dude, it works. Wow. I mean, the D-pad's super messed up though.
Yeah. It's funny.
It looks different than what it showed us as the picture.
It does. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's why I thought this was a different one.
It's probably using a different language model. Like it'll give you a nice looking render, but then when you make it a 3D model, it's like, here's some garbage. I don't know. To me, it looks like garbage because like that the render looked way better.
Yeah. Now it's gone. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, that doesn't allow you to rotate around it. Yeah, the additional USB ports up here, 2 SD card slots.
Yeah, I mean 2 D-pads. I mean, who doesn't want 2 D-pads?
Oh yeah, check it out. Like, well, we'll probably use this for ideation now.
Maybe, yeah.
Pretty dang cool.
Yeah, especially if we're like coming up with something new. Like we were working on a TV show. It's like, all right, let's do that. Yeah.
Cool. This is awesome. Yeah, go check it out. What did I say? It is
getleo.ai.
.ai.
And that's this week's Rapid Render. We'll see you next week. I say we see you next week because that's how we do these segments. We want to cut them out and have like a independent clip for PT to show on the shows.
Yeah, this came out way better than any of the other ones, huh?
The computer thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, it's trying to go off of your sketch, and it's only as good as your sketch, I guess. I mean, you didn't do a bad sketch, but
yeah, and like we were saying, here's what so we could have came in there and sketched.
So can you import a sketch, or does it have to be done here?
I'm not seeing showing you here how to
like
do
make
the
it in
sketch.
3D. Yeah.
isomorphic one, and I should have used the shapes.
Oh, you can use shapes. Okay, so it has like
Yeah.
primitive shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, you have to click and drag, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That way you can make like more of a
Mm-hmm.
3D box or something.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Interesting.
feels way more featured.
Yeah.
Than I thought it was.
Yeah, I like that you can just log in with your Google.
Oh, there's they have a Windows only desktop app as well, but the browser one is pretty good.
Yeah, it's good to just kind of get your feet wet.
I wonder if the 3D generate didn't work when I was recording because I was in Safari. I'm in
Maybe
Chrome right now. That seems to be a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good that JPEG saying on Discord, he's like, nice. I thought it would end up looking like the Playdate. Me too. That's what I was going for.
I know, right?
Playdate, basically.
That's what I thought.
But no, I described a Playdate, but I got a Nintendo DS prototype or whatever.
Cool.
A Steam Deck prototype. Cool. All right. That's this week's rapid render, which I already said.
Let's go ahead and this week's community makes.
Yeah.
This week's community makes. Timelapse Tuesday is continuing more Severance themed.
Severance week.
This time a Hygrometer. So this is a cool little case for the Hygrometers that we have in the shop. This is the, what is it, Maijing?
Here, I have links. I had links. I don't know where it went.
So I did have to modify the design to make it fit. The original print that you saw the time lapse there for was for one that was a lot smaller. This one is a lot bigger because it has the big eInk display.
Yeah, let me show you.
I had to do some scaling on it.
Here it is. Oh wait, nope, that's not the one. It's actually right here. So here's the model. It's on Maker World. It's from Lee Yu Viva on Maker World, and it's designed for this. Oh, do they have it linked here? Yeah. So Bamboo has like a bunch of things like electronics. It's called a rectangular embedded electronic digital thermometer hygrometer. That was hygrometer, and it's basically is it an eInk? I don't think it is actually eInk.
No, I think it's the what's the name for that?
Yeah, so Bamboo Labs has like a bunch of like electronics that they sell as kind of kits, and people model things around them. So that's what this one does. So yeah, it's inspired by the Severance terminal, the Data General terminal. But you did the remix, so it works with this thing that we stock. So you made the faceplate fit this thing, which is a Bluetooth eInk display clock that also has humidity and temperature, which is really nice for $30. It's doing a lot, and like no programming or anything. It just works out of the box.
Yeah, and it connects to Wi-Fi, so it can update through there, and then you can adjust the settings like on your web browser. So just a press fit design. So this little faceplate comes off, and then the Hygrometer just press fits on the inside. You were saying this was super cool because you kept having the little foot come off.
Yeah.
So the thing I redesigned was scaling it up, and then the faceplate to fit. It just press fits in like that, and then on the inside, this comes in like that. And the arms do work, so they do have a thread on here. It's funny. One side is lefty-loosey. The other one is righty-tighty.
It's mirrored.
It's mirrored. So yeah, each one is opposite. And then the press fits on the base plate. So the little peg that press fits into there. So you can adjust the angle on that. And it's super cool.
It's really nice.
Just had to do a little upscale on it. Unfortunately, the license that she has for this model doesn't allow you to do
a remix,
or variants, or what's the other word for it?
It's this is under a standard digital file. You shall not share, sub-license, sell, rent,
derivatives,
transfer in any way the digital 3D versions of this object, nor any other derivative work of this project. Yeah, so we can't really share their files, which is fine. But you're free to make your own remix for personal uses, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer on that.
Yeah, because you wanted to share it because like it fits the eInk clock.
Mm-hmm.
But you could at least share how you did it.
Yeah, so I just took the faceplate inside of Tinkercad because it has a really good ability to adjust meshes. And all I did here, if I ungroup this, you can see I just created a couple of rectangular shapes, just measured everything out, filled it in, then had a one of these objects that creates a hole. How do I turn around in here? Is it shift? Yeah, it's control to rotate around this. You could see. And Tinkercad was one of the first CAD apps that we used for 3D printing. That in conjunction with 123D design. Remember that one?
Yep.
And it has a ton of really good features. So you can adjust the radius on your objects. You can adjust like the steps, the length. It also has a really cool generator. So one of our favorite ones is Veronoi. And it's even better than the one that is built into Fusion because of how fast the GL engine is in the browser. You can generate like lightning fast, way faster than what Fusion has you do. And that one is generating just sketches. So you have to go in there and extrude and then do a Boolean to even see what your object looks like. And this one has like all the cell spacing and do like varying heights and all that. So super powerful with not just the Veronoi, but also like creating shapes. Like we were looking at earlier, the this coil generator or this thread generator, and just like the pitch of it, the segments. You have like a pixelated one.
Nice.
Tip segments too. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's pretty dang fast.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely love seeing more features and upgrades to Tinkercad. It's good to keep that one alive.
Yeah,
it's great for folks, first timers, and quick remixes like this because bringing in the Fusion as a mesh and doing all that can be a little much. So it's nice to kind of quickly throw together a little remix that you may or may not be permitted to share.
And it's a lot more smoother than what we're showing in this screencast too. On the browser.
Yeah.
I remember my key commands.
Yeah. Yeah, there's key commands and all that stuff. Cool. Yeah, I like it.
So if you guys want, I'll share the the Tinkercad link to that so you can just download it from there. And then the percentage to scale up was it to, so I can remember in my notes. What is this? It was 164.18 is the scale factor to have it fit. And I was surprised that the threads and all that worked with scaling up the model for this.
Yeah, let me get you bigger there. Yeah. Cool.
And the little vents to for the little vents that are inside the to
the clock,
check the humidity and temperature.
Right. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, eInk is nice because it's visible in the daylight. So, yeah. Have you had to change the battery out yet?
I have once so far, and I think we've had it for like 2 or 3 years, but looks like I got to change it again.
Yeah, what kind of battery does it take? Do you know?
It is the forget what the standard coin cell.
Coin cell battery. Here it is.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh wait, no, this sticker.
If you scroll down, I think it tells you.
CR2032.
There you go.
2 of them. And it comes pre-installed. And a magnet. Oh. I didn't know it came with a magnet. Cool. Yeah. From me.com. Wow. Yeah, this is a nice little clock. All-in-one kind of clock. Yep.
And you can change the Celsius or the Fahrenheit, the temperature.
Oh, nice.
Inside the browser.
Yeah, I see here they have a F for us.
And of course, the little emojis too. Not emoji, but the cowy looking faces that shows depending on the temperature.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, cool. Like when it's, I think, 80 degrees, it has like a O face. Like it's like
too cold,
too hot.
That's
no, when it's too hot. When it's too cold, I think it. I forget what it does. I have one outside, and it was like sad.
All right, so we got a link for folks in the video description if you want to download your own, and you have to make your own remix because we are not allowed to share or remix.
I mean, you just gotta punch in those scale numbers.
It's a good exercise to like create your own remix. And yeah. Funny enough, I don't see this printed. Did they print this out? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see makes on it.
Yeah, interesting. It does follow the, I guess the design does have like this thing here, like all this terminals, because that's where all the actual RAM is in the device is on the side here, and this terminal too that we have the Pi. It's actually where it goes. So yeah, check it out. I will post that up. Cool. All right, folks. No community makes this week other than the time lapse, but that's pretty much the show. Want to remind folks, you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, you can use our coupon code Macrodata and get data on your data. No, get stuff from the Adafruit shop. Yeah, it's good for the next 24 hours. And then we have another coupon code later tonight on Ask an Engineer. That's right. Later tonight, starting off with Show and Tell at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Lady Ada's back, and PT, Mr. Lady Ada, is back hosting Show and Tell. And then Ask an Engineer starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with more coupon codes and new products, open source hardware news, INMPI maybe. We'll see. And then tomorrow is JP's workshop, where you can tune in to find out what JP's building. Some cool cabinet, maybe. Some RGB matrix Pico 8 builds. And then Friday is Tim Fomaguy. Where are you, Tim? Doing a deep dive. Starts at 5 p.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Pacific. And then Sundays is from the desk of Lady Ada. Mondays is the CircuitPython weekly meeting, and Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. All good shows. This is our show. We do this every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, I think that's going to do it. I probably will not go on Show and Tell, but next week I probably can with the speaker. So I figure out these tolerances.
Awesome.
Cool. Is that it? I think that's it.
That is it. We're right on time. 5 minutes early.
Cool. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. But until then, remember to make a great day. You did it. Bye, everybody.
See you next week.